All right, guys, what's up? It's Jack, and welcome back to another video. Now, we've got a year one update that we're going to go over in real time right now. But first, I wanted to show this to you because these are pretty much all the different IPs of titles of IPs that basically Ubisoft is going to be pretty much potentially using in XDefiant as the game continues to progress and to evolve. And let me just say, I know a lot of people have been saying that XDefiant doesn't have its own identity, and I guess you can make a pretty valid case about that. However, I want you to think of this. XDefiant could very well potentially be the Super Smash Brothers of arcade shooters. And to me, I'd say that's pretty damn exciting. So let's get into the year one update. So now this is the part right here that is really juicy to me. And basically, I believe this is Mark Rubin basically stating this. So let's get right into it without any further ado. So he says, "Hey everyone, we're super excited to be launching season 2, and I had a lot I wanted to talk about. Hence this blog post instead of a simple tweet." So that basically goes to show you right there that it's pretty much Mark Rubin at this point. But anyway, so he says, "So to start, one of the most important topics for me is netcode /hit registration. We've been making some improvements since launch that has made netcode /hit reg better, but we still have a ways to go, and we've added some more specialist engineers to help with this work. There are two big things that we are working on to improve netcode /hit reg, and they are: 1, focus an increasing amount of proactive resend of packets to mitigate issues experienced by players suffering from packet loss. Bandwidth reduction efforts ongoing to allow this, as we need to reduce bandwidth usage to accommodate the bandwidth increase associated with proactive resend. 2, migrating more gameplay systems to lightweight networking protocols to improve their responsiveness." So basically, we want to automatically resend every packet 4 times. That is the basic industry standard because packet loss is more common than people realize, but usually losing a few packets here and there isn't a big deal. In a Twitch shooter, however, it is. Right now, we are resending twice because our packets are basically too big, simplifying the issue. And if we resend 4 times the traffic, now we are resending twice because the packets are basically too big. So because it will slow down and will create worse netcode /hit registration issues. So we need to reduce the size of our packets, again, simplifying, and then we should be able to do 4 times of automatic resends, and that should make a huge difference in people's netcode /hit registration experience. This is a big task, but everyone is working as hard as possible to get this work out as soon as possible. It's hard to give you a solid estimate as to when it will be ready because there are a lot of iteration and testing time. But we're hoping to see something towards the end of season 2, if not sooner. All right, now with that out of the way, I just wanted to quickly address the status of the game, i.e., is the game dying? No, the game is absolutely not dying. We know there are things we need to improve, like netcode and hit registration and adding more content to progression, but the game is doing well. We just want to do it better, and we do that by addressing the concerns of our community, which has always been the plan. Ubisoft is very much behind us and has allocated more resources to the team in order for us to do that. Now, we're going to get into this in the next one, but I just wanted to finish the paragraph here. And that leads us to our year 1 roadmap. As you can see, we have a lot of new content and features coming in year 1, ending in our biggest event ever in season 4. As a reminder, all the items you see on the roadmap could shift around, and some stuff will land at a season launch and some stuff will land in patches mid-season. So we'll keep sharing regular updates to this year 1 roadmap. And lastly, don't forget to tune in to the season 2 reveal on 9/18. As of the time of this recording, this will be tomorrow. So thank you everyone for all the support that you've given us. We're looking forward to an amazing rest of the year for XDefiant. So the roadmap here in a little bit more detail is, so we've got season 2 over here, codename Buzz, and we get a little bit of a picture here, which looks pretty cool. So new faction, Highwaymen, 3 new weapons, 3 new maps, new device, which is the smoke grenade, obviously, bomb mode, which is search and destroy, and then we got private matches in beta, which will obviously be updated. Now, just by reading this, and of course, limited time modes. Now, just by reading this part alone, even though we're going to go over more, just by reading this part more, just goes to show that everything that has been rumored / leaked so far is on par with the official reveal. So let's bear that in mind as we continue to go over this. Now, that's the featured content. Now, player progression. We're going to have event challenges, objective progression, progression weapon XP, improved battle pass progression speed, new weapon mastery skin, new rank rewards, and a new battle pass. Quality of life. So we've got mantle improvements, player collision improvements, footstep audio improvements. That's a good one. I like that one. Top 500 leaderboard, ranked loadouts, and ranked map voting. Okay, so now when we get into season 3, I believe that this is, I've said this before, and I've even said it in other content creators' comments as well. I believe it was Decoy. This is when I think XDefiant is really going to start beefing up and taking off, and that is in season 3. So if you think about it, as of right now, from the moment that the game launched, which was preseason, right, to where we are now, we are more than halfway there until we finally reach season 3. So bear that in mind. Okay, so again, new faction, 3 new maps, three new weapons, a new mode, and map type. Okay, so again, this goes back to what we were talking about with the leaks and rumors about the 2v2v2 mode or something like that, or the smaller maps in order to, like it was team knockout or something like that. So this is really interesting. So a new map type. So we have bots mode. So that's going to be basically for when we have for private matches. And then private matches is going to be out of beta. So it's going to be more advanced than what we're going to get. So, and then we've got more limited time modes. Next up, we've got daily rewards. We've got prestige. Finally, this is a big deal for me personally. Prestige, faction mastery, badges. So these are basically like medals for those of you guys that are familiar with Call of Duty, which pretty much every one of us are. We got new ranked rewards and a new battle pass, and then replay death replay cam. So this is basically kill cams right here. Improved first time user experience. And then we've got ranked rejoin and then ranked sanctions. Okay, now we're going to go into season 4 over here for the featured content, and the faction code name is Horde. Season 4. So we've got a new faction, 3 new weapons, 3 new maps, a new device, major event takeover. Now this is where things get interesting, because one of the things that everybody is talking about in terms of what this game needs in terms of content and stuff like that is events. So this is a big deal because we really do need events. Now, obviously with things like Prestige over here, starting in season 3, we, the community, for instance, can make our own events with that, even though I think they should make something official out of this, which is something that COD never did, but the community did every single year a COD release. They made it, they had a race to max Prestige that they did on their own. So, but anyway, back on topic here. So we have a major event takeover. I don't know what that is, but it's pretty damn exciting. So we got a limited time modes. We have Weapons Mastery 2.0. Now this is where I think they're going to add specific challenges to weapon mastery and to make them more difficult as well. And I don't mean difficult by time consumption. I mean difficult in terms of like how you're able to get the weapons, right? There's going to be very specific challenges towards these. But at the same time, I don't think it's going to be exactly tit for tat in terms of what I just mentioned. I think it's going to be their own version of this. So this is going to be very interesting. So moving on, weapon skin challenges. Obviously, that kind of goes with what I just said, which is obviously different from this. Otherwise, it would be one and the same. And then now we've got new ranked rewards, a new battle pass, and then there's more info coming soon on more for that. And then, of course, more for quality of life in terms of there's a ranked vote to surrender, which kind of reminds me of when Doom Clan went up against 4 pros in the game of Hardpoint and in another game of Capture the Flag, where they joined the 12-point club in the Hardpoint and didn't score at all at Capture the Flag. So that was very interesting in terms of what the pros ended up doing to the pub stompers back then. But anyway, that just kind of reminds me of that. And of course, more information coming soon. So now, obviously, one thing here that I wanted to highlight over here, it says ongoing netcode matchmaking and anti-cheat improvements. So the netcode isn't just going to be improved in the middle or by the end of season 2. This is something that is always going to be ongoing, which is great. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that there's always going to be a problem with netcode. I'm just saying that the way this says to me is that we can always do better, so therefore we're always going to be striving to make improvements. Again, I'm not putting words in their mouths, but this is just what it sounds like to me. So, and then obviously matchmaking and anti-cheat improvements. Now, in terms of matchmaking, I hope that they get rid of lobby disbanding. This is something that a lot of players have requested, including myself. I know that there are a lot of you that have run into me online and would love to have, additional matches that go head to head with me, or whether we're on the same team or whatnot. But again, that's where private matches are going to come in beta for me personally, as far as content creation goes. And I have a lot of very interesting ideas in terms of what we can do both in and out of game. So for those of you guys that want more info on that, I guess you'll have to tune into my streams whenever I do stream. So, and thank you very much to Streamtown, by the way. But anyway, so all this to me is actually very exciting, and we are less than 24 hours away from the official reveal of the season 2 faction, and I think within a week after that we're going to have the next X debrief, and then literally the next day we are going to have the launch of season 2, and which is exciting. And for me, season 2, especially since the information that we've gotten from previously has been updated in terms of what we got when the game first came out until what we have now, we are officially, when season 2 starts, we are officially in the countdown to season 3, and season 3, like I said, is I think when things are going to start getting really beefy. And if you even look at the silhouette over here, this is obviously looking very reminiscent of the Assassin's Creed faction, which is again what the rumors have been pretty much alluding to. And so far, with everything mentioned here, everything seems to be going tit for tat. And I can't wait to find out more as far as leaks and rumors are concerned. And on top of that, I can't wait till we actually finally get here. However, I am looking forward to seeing what this faction here has to offer, and I am looking forward to private beta matches. Obviously, things like obviously the new weapons and the new maps, of course, the new device. I'm obviously not going to be using that much. I'm not interested in bomb. However, I am really looking forward to some of the things here because these things will make a difference, and they are the precursor of what's going to happen here, because this is some of the bigger stuff right here. And then once we get into here, this is when events start to take place. And when events start to take place, I think they're going to treat it the same way like they treated the, what's it called? You know how they treat double weapon XP, where pretty much every single weekend we have double weapon XP or a double battle pass XP or a double XP period? Well, guess what? I think they're going to be treating events just as seriously. And we're not just talking about in pubs, but I think they could also possibly do events for ranked as well. And I'm pretty sure that's something on their mind. And the only thing that I could say that I would really want to be added, honestly, is I want, obviously, I want the combat record to be fixed. Now, there have been leaks and rumors about the specifics about that. I've already made a video on that, so we know that's coming, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be sometime within this particular period. But what I also want in addition to that is leaderboards, because if we're getting leaderboards for ranked, we need to have leaderboards. See the top 500 leaderboards over here for season 2. Well, guess what? We need some sort of leaderboard for specifics for pubs as well. There are many people out here that are very interested in that. And if we're going to have things like prestige, and if we're going to have things like faction mastery, daily rewards, badges, and stuff like that, we need to have leaderboards for all sorts of different categories. And I think a lot of people will agree with me on that. So with that being said, guys, this pretty much is going to conclude my coverage. I know this was a very basic type of video, no gameplay commentary on this one. I wanted to get this video out a lot faster, and at the same time I wanted to go over everything here that has been pretty much revealed at this point. And I want to know down in the comment section what you guys think about this. I know that a lot of you will probably say that season 2, even for the XDefiant supporters, I know that a lot of you might think that this is kind of a slow start, but again, this is basically the precursor to here. And again, like I said, we're past the halfway point at this point by the time the game released in preseason to where we are now, about to release in season 2. This is the last major hurdle, so to speak, and the last step before things start to get really beefy. And then when we kick off events, this is, I think, when the game really starts to take shape in terms of its own identity. And like I mentioned earlier, look at this. This could literally be the Smash Brothers of arcade shooters, so to speak. So that's my thought as far as this is concerned. And this is where XDefiant could be really unique and stand on its own. So with that being said, I like to thank everybody for taking the time to watch and or listen. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let your comments be known down below, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.